I want to talk specifically to children for just a moment. I want to talk about fears or anxiety that sometimes cause a child's heart to get upset and worried. And I want to tell you one of the greatest ideas, one of the greatest tools you have to fight anxiety and that negative feeling is to have a big picture of God, to understand how big God is. Because when you recognize how big God is, then all the other things start to get smaller and you're able to not have that anxiety because you trust in the Lord. There's a story in the Old Testament in Genesis chapter 15 about how God came to Abraham, and Abraham had all these concerns and he was worried about things. And God says these words in Genesis chapter 15, verse 1. He says to him, "Do not be afraid, Abram. I am your shield and your very great reward." You see, a shield is used to protect us from darts that come. And sometimes those darts are these ideas and these feelings that we have that make us upset. And God is telling Abram, you don't have to fear because I am your shield. And we need to recognize that God is so big. If you get that idea and you recognize how big God is, then none of the other problems that you have in life, none of the other things you think about are that important, because you can rely on the shield of God, that God is the one who protects you. God is the one who takes care of you, and God is there. Here's what I would encourage you to do. Memorize that verse, but put your name in it. Do not be afraid, Billy, or Susie, or Jimmy, or Elias, or James, or Jeremiah. Do not be afraid. I could put it in there for my name. Do not be afraid, Scott. I am your shield, your very great reward. You start there and recognize that God is the power that you need. And when you have Him living in your heart, when you've accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, then you have the strength and the power that you need to fight the battles. You have the strength that you need to be the kind of person so that you can have freedom. You don't have to walk around every day afraid of what's going on, but you can trust in the Lord because He is your shield. He will rescue you and He will empower you. Let's start there by recognizing how big God is, and when you see that, it will change your life.